Okay, so Ryan, I'm just having a few instructions there for the Deputy Chief Australian Umpire in Phil Day. There will be a break of 4 minutes in between chukkers as the weather's starting to hot up a little bit. This breeze has just dropped. Ross was just commenting that it's a bit cooler up here, but now it has dropped off a bit. And we'll let you know in the teams when the 2 minutes is up, they'll get ready to sort of prepare themselves. But there'll be a 4 minute break in between the chukkers just to make sure the horses are in the tip-top condition and also the players. Right, the umpire's had his say to the players there. We're just waiting for the other umpire. Okay, with me is Ross O'Brien to share the commentary, and we've got Cozzy and Fozzie out on the boundary. So beware, ladies and gentlemen, they will hunt you down. I know Matt knows a few people, so in between the breaks we've got a couple of advertisements as well to announce, and the first one is about the horse judges to meet over at Bruno's Bar, please, so after this game. Righto, we're ready to line up. Mark Maloney this side, Ray Cook the other. Start of the first chukker we have the first sections. We have Kate Robinson, Rachel Martin, Kate Robinson, Tina Grimm the 2 and Rachel Martin the 3. For New South Wales, Lyric Anderson the 1, Tanya Hollow the 3 and Rachel Hogden the number 2. Sit back and relax, still plenty more Polocrosse to come, finals after this. Senior women, senior men's. 8 chukkers, starting to get a little bit steamy. Great crowd around this these grounds. The atmosphere is absolutely electrifying. You're seeing it on the big screen. First time for Polocrosse, I believe, at a national championships. And hopefully we'll set the standard for the other states to raise the bar a little bit higher, so we can give you good on-ground commentaries. Don't forget, just pick a side. There's a lot of other states here. Just barrack for ones, people you know somebody in a side. Timekeepers are right. The umpire, Mark Maloney, ready to throw it in. In it goes, high out the back. Oh, taken over on the offside there by the number 3 in Tanya Hollow. Wheels around on the nice big grey horse. Up there through the centre of the pack. Getting around the number 2 in Tina Grimman. Looking for working way up. Back there's the number 1 in Kate Robinson. Now just setting up full control by Tanya Hollow. Ball goes into the number 1 in Lyric Anderson. Bottom right-hand corner. Checks across. Getting across from the number 3 there. Decides not to take a shot. And that's Rachel Martin, the number 3. Now marking up Lyric Anderson, get Rachel Martin again, just looking for a little shot out the side door it goes, and makes no mistake, and that was probably about 15 degrees off the back line. Opening score to New South Wales here in this 8-chukker game, and the final senior mixed here on the Griffin Energy Field. Don't forget the DVDs available for all these games. Go over to the office, good prices, great DVDs, and you're going to see the best out here. In it goes, high over, snapped out of the front by Kate Robinson. Kate Robinson hard over the line, and the umpire is blowing the whistle. Taken over the line there by the other New South Wales number 1 in Lyric Anderson. So the number 3 in Tanya Hollow will take the 10-metre penalty throw. Pops it out over the back door. Lines it up, picks it up beautifully, stick side. Looks to the right, back there's the number 1, Kate Robbo. Can't do much that side as she wheels around. Beautifully controlled by Tanya Hollow, making the pace what she wants to do, as the New South Wales are so good at doing. An early part of this opening chuck of an 8-chukker game. Now she just steadies it up. Looking for the number 1 set up in the area, Lyric Anderson and Rachel Martin. Now the pace is on. Now the pass goes in. Offside taken nicely. Set up lovely there as Rachel Martin just peels off there against Lyric Anderson, the number 1. Lyric Anderson, number 1 for New South Wales. Looks to the right, goes to the left, round to the right she goes. Nice little turn, but marked up there beautifully there by the number 3 in Rachel Martin. Rachel Martin wheels around now. She gets around to this time. Another goal pretty much on the same angle. And the umpire says all clear. Early part of this opening chukker. Breeze has started to pick up again now. But that's up here and it's pretty steamy down on the grounds. Well, 2 quick goals to New South Wales, not what Western Australia wanted right at this current time. Knocked out, where's it gone on the ground? Now it's got in the Rachel Martin, the number 3. Now looking for the number 1 in Kate Robbo. Now she's right, the 3's been held out, the pass is on, it's in, good, it's in front, and all clear. Well, Tina Grimman just had Tanya Hollow boxed up over the other side on the Western Australian tent side. Ray Cook, the umpire on the opposing side, near the scoreboard side, calls them in. Nice and steady. Ball goes in way out the back. They peel out first. Who goes down? Oh, the number 3 pick up in Rachel Martin. Rachel Martin goes around the back, gets it off Tanya Hollow. She has to take off looking for a number 1. Gets a bit of through the pack. Well assisted by Tina Grimman. Taking a one-on-one situation. Not ready to set up yet. The number 1's thrown in. Where's it gone? And I think the umpire's indicated carried over. Not what they wanted. Western Australia just trying to find their feet at the moment. So to go the way of Tanya Hollow, the number 3. Umpire says away 10. Tanya Hollow to bring it out. The controller comes out, throws it over the offside, sits up nicely for, oh, dummies, goes out. Where's it gone? Goes out over the side. Well, sometimes you get a bounce like that where you think it's coming up and it just ducks under the horse's neck. And because it was so close to the slide, so it's turned over. Kate Robinson, number 1. She takes it from here. What can she do? Throw it out on the offside. It doesn't sit up for her either, but beautifully taken there. Went a bit further than 10 for the number 2's got it. Tina Grimman takes a pass. Doug goes in low. Sits up for the number 1. Now the pace is right on. Kate Robinson against Tanya Hollow. Round she goes. Faces up to her. Tries to get under the neck this time. Little shot and yes, all clear as she gets a bit of racket on the way through. 2 goals apiece. A lot of chatter out there, a lot of talk. Pick it up, they're saying, come on, everybody, get involved. Get it right in behind them as they line up as Mark Maloney, the umpire, calls them in. In it goes, way out the back it goes. Tanya Hollow goes out. Can she get down and pick it up? Again, she does. She doesn't miss too many out the back. Got full control. Round to the right she goes. Gets a big lace up there from Tina Grimman. And wheels around the pack through the middle of the paddock here, looking for the link up between Lyric Anderson and herself as they go into that corner again. And an offside pass, high, head high. Comes in around, tries to take that little shot down by the bottom of the D, next to the back to the 30-metre line. Righto, they can work their way out nice and steady at this moment. Opening chucker. Just standing there now. Horse just waiting for a cue. Which way do you want me to go? Tries that little shot again. Can't get that away on that bottom corner again. Back to on the back line. So steady working across the top of the D then. And number 3 and Rachel Martin again tries to have a shot around that side. Can't get around that side either. Rachel Martin again just really hard marking up. And now she goes for that side again. Again beautifully marked up there. Read it well. Rachel Martin again. That's about 4 times she's blocked that move. That's both sides. So what can she do? She's going to have to change tactics here. Again, she's just waiting. This is a great competition. Which way is she going to go? Looks to the right, goes to the left. Can she get a turn this on? Has a shot and finally slots one through. But Rachel Martin doing a power of work there, making her do heap of turns there. 3-2 in favour of New South Wales in the opening chukker of this mixed final. Ray Cook, the umpire, throws it in. Out the back it goes. Now they ride out together. Nice pick up. No, the ball goes under the horse. Scraped out of the middle there by Tina Grimman, the number 2. And that's the end of the chukker. That's the end of the chukker as they go to the break at 3-2 in the opening game of this senior mixed out here on the Griffin Energy Field.
Early stages, second chukker, and a whistle is gone, and it will be a free throw to... It'll be a free throw to the number 1 there to the West Australian side. That's Adrian Tiver. Adrian Tiver now... Umpire calls play. Lobs a little 10-metre lob out behind him. How does it come up? It comes up nicely too, and just spins that little bay pony around. His other horse got injured a bit during the week, I think, so now he's on a new one. Adrian Tiver, the number 1 there for Western Australia, heads down towards that 30-yard line. A heap of pressure coming in from all sides. Now he goes around the back of the play, takes the bounce over the line. Ball comes up nicely for him. It's the number 1 there in Adrian Tiver for Western Australia. Number 3, Colin Parkinson for New South Wales, working around that area. Both players working hard, but he drops one straight through the centre. Levels the score up now at 3 goals apiece. Very early stages, second chukker. Nice bit of play there by Western Australia. If I'm not mistaken, that horse that Adrian Tiver is on was actually Houdini, which belongs to Jason Starr, and there's not many better ponies around in this state, I can promise you. So he's mounted to the max for this final year against New South Wales. Ball thrown in, comes over the back. The first to turn and get there's the number 3 for New South Wales, Cole Parkinson. Nice pick up it was too. Now he's got the ball on the grey pony. Going to cop a bit of treatment from the opposing number 1, Adrian Tiver. Works away from that player, loses the ball though. He's still got first call on it. Gets it again now. Cole Parkinson works the far side of the ground. Works around the back of the pack now, waiting for his number 1 in Ben Johnson to get up there. Unloaded again by the Western Australian players. First one to get back to it now is the number 2 in Ben Mainring. Picks the ball up. Ben Mainring now the number 2 for the New South Wales side. Picks the ball up, does a little 360 centre field. Heads back down towards that 30-yard line. Looking for the chance there to pass it over to his number 1, but whistle's gone. Over the horse, I think is the call. Over the line it was, over the line. So that'll be the West Australian number 3 and Wayne Woods to bring the ball back into play. Umpire far side of the ground. Ray Cook marks the spot. There's a little 10-metre lob out in front. Oh, he didn't get his. I would say that'll probably go down the ground. Want just to explain to the public that the ball must be a 10-metre lob, and having said that, the player that throws the ball and has first purchase on it then, and if he's interfered with, well, this is what happened now, and the ball goes down to be taken just outside the 30-yard line. Umpire there, Ray Cook marks the spot. Adrian Tiver, the number 1 for Western Australia, comes in, takes the lob, comes up nicely for him too. It's the number 1, Adrian Tiver, versus the number 3 there, Cole Parkinson. Work that 30-yard area, spins a little pony Houdini around and drops it straight through there for a good goal to Western Australia. They now take a 4-goal-to-3 lead in this second chukker. Not a lot of tempo on it at this stage, but I'm sure they're just sorting each other out. They're working it out, and the longer the game goes, the more they'll get into it. Ball back in the centre here now. Umpire Mark Maloney here under the PA system. Just not happy. He wants the players back behind the tee. There it is. Looks better this time. Thrown in over the back. The first to turn and get there's the number 3 for Western Australia and Wayne Woods. Couldn't get a handle on it. Ball still on the ground. Adrian Tiver comes through. Gets the little pony in full flight. Whistle's gone. Whistle's gone. It'll be another West Australian ball. Adrian Tiver it'll be once again to take the throw from just outside the 30-yard line. There it is. Umpire Ray Cook marks the spot. There's the ball thrown in. Comes up nicely for him too. The number 1 now in Adrian Tiver versus the number 3 in Cole Parkinson. Puts it through there for another goal to Western Australia. 5-3, second chukker. Yeah, 5-3 it is in favour of the black and golds. Ball back in the centre, far side of the ground. Umpire Ray Cook calls the players into line. Thrown in over the top now, straight into the racket there of the number 1 for the West Australian side in Adrian Tiver. Taking a bit of treatment. The opposing number 1 there in Ben Johnson gets around that. And the whistle's gone. The whistle's gone. Free goal there to Western Australia. Just get the umpires to confirm that, but I'm sure that's what it is. That's a free goal to Western Australia, correct? Yep. Time off has been called. Takes the score up now to 6-3 in favour of Western Australia. Time off. Slight problem there with the number 3 for New South Wales, Cole Parkinson's helmet. Game will now start with a free throw to Western Australia again. Once you call broken gear, then the opposition get the ball. It's the number 1 now for Western Australia in Adrian Tiver. Time on is called. Adrian Tiver, the number 1 for Western Australia, does a little back pass, picks it up nicely too on the first bounce, spins a little pony Houdini around now, down past the centre line. New South Wales player waiting, works his way out of traffic there, down towards the 30-yard line now. Where's he going to go? Goes over into the corner. Cole Parkinson waiting to pick him up. Adrian Tiver there goes around the front of Colin Parkinson in towards the goals and drops another one straight on the board for Western Australia. 7-3, second chukker. 7-3. Second chukker. Ball back in the centre, far side of the ground. Umpire Ray Cook over there just in front of the VIP stand. Ball comes over the back. The first to turn and get there's Cole Parkinson, the number 3 for the New South Wales side. Lets the grey pony have his head, heads down to the 30-yard line, lobs the ball into the area. Doesn't come up as good as it should have for his number 1 there in Ben Johnson, but who's intercepted there by the number 3 for Western Australia in Wayne Woods. Wayne Woods now trying to work out of trouble. Right it down there in that 30-yard line now. Wayne Woods in control of the ball. Number 1, Ben Johnson for New South Wales, putting a lot of pressure on him. Wayne Woods now works out of trouble. Goes back down. He's working that 30-yard area, waiting for his players to get in line. This looks better. There's the pass there into his number one in Adrian Tiver now. Spins a little pony around. Adrian Tiver now gives the pony's head unloaded, though, by the New South Wales player. Justy Flay, the number 2 for Western Australia, is there to pick up the crumbs behind him. Justy Flay now heads down towards the 30-yard. The opposing number 2 comes in, but too late. Adrian Tiver now the number 1 for Western Australia with the ball. Cole Pug in the defending, but another goal to Western Australia. 8 goals to 3. 6 goals to nil, Chucker, there for Western Australia, so they'd be pretty happy with that lot. Time, thank you. Time at an 8 goal now to 3 advantage to the West Australian side, but as Andrew just pointed out, a 6-0 Chucker for Western Australia, so they'd be pretty happy chappies at the minute. New South Wales no doubt will go back and regroup, as we saw in the game this morning when the Western Australian girls got away a bit, but New South Wales girls just went off and regrouped, so they certainly know how to drag games back. Anybody you talk to around the ground, that's the thing they think about New South Wales. They say they can be 10 down with 2 chuckers to go and they just peg it back goal by goal.
Righto, Western Australia stayed the same. Righto, we're ready to line up again. Only one change for the New South Wales side. Deb Davidge comes in as a number 2. In it goes. Where's it go? Out the back. It goes on the ground. Can't see. He's got it. Racket goes on the ground. Can't pick it up. Number 2's got it. Tina Grimman. She's been getting quite a bit of ball out through the centre there and setting up some good plays for the Western Australians. But Tanya Hollow rides hard on Kate Robertson, the number 1. Takes it into the bottom corner and out the way. It's spooned out of the racket. Rolls into the area. Where's it going to go? It's Tanya Hollow. Look at the big grey. But look at the little chestnut horse. Lays his head down under the shoulder to push onto the ball. But Tanya Hollow just marks up beautifully on the big grey horse. Full control there. She picks a nice sweeper up on the offside. Now she wheels out to the right there. Just steadies it up again. Going to control it from the defence right up into the attack. Just steadies the time to come out of there. We're looking for a set play to come across. Not happening to the left-hander and Deb Davidge. Goes out. She takes it herself this time. Ball doesn't fall kindly and goes out very close. No, it's back in play. Kate Robinson can't pick it up. They leave it on the ground. Tanya Hollow comes on the east sider as Tina Grimman. Tina Grimman can't pick it up. Leaves it back on the ground and it goes out over the side. We'll wait for the umpire's decision. He's going to line it up to all 6. 8-3 it is. Third chucker. Ball thrown in, snapped out the front there off the number 1s, goes forward and goes out over the side as the line beats him again. In it goes again, knocked off by the 1s, and the line beats him again for the 3rd time. In it goes this time. Where's it gone? Out the back in behind Tanya Hollow. She can't pick it up on the first attempt. Leaves the number 2, Tina Grimman. Pops a high one. Nicely taken. Beautifully read there by Kate Robbo as he took the ball on the offside. Now gets the little chestnut. Lays ears back under the neck and all clear. These two ladies sections are very even, very tight right through each position. No team changes for WA. Only one bringing Deb Davidge in as the number 2. 8-3 third chucker. Ball throws in. Where's it gone? Out the back over the offside again. Tanya Hollow leans out. Oh, this time it falls flat. Rides in the middle there. The ball goes over. Who's on it? They all ride over the top of it there. The number 2's got it in Deb Davidge for the first time. The left-hander. Up goes Tina Grimman. Can't unload her from there. Runs into the racket again. Gets around. Gets bumped into by a fellow player. Looking for the number 1 in Lyric Anderson. Lyric Anderson against Rachel Martin, the number 3. Oh, the ball doesn't get to her kindly. It's very close to the line. She spoons it back. Round to the right she goes. And the attempt is on. Looks over her shoulder. No pressure coming in. That's a goal to New South Wales. 1 goal even. At 9 goals to 4. There are 5 chuckers to go after this of hard slog and grind. And who comes out at the end is going to depend who's got the horsepower under them at the end of it and have got the will. In it goes, off the top of the back of the rackets, goes out Rachel Martin, just kept her eye on the ball, gets around the number 2 there, and Deb Davidge, the left-hander. Don't let her get onto the ball, there's 2 blues back there. What are they going to do? Calls a fellow player in Tina Grimman, the other number 2, give me a bit of a hand. Oh, she got caught out that time, goes on the ground, and we'll wait for the umpire's decision. Indicated that it was a hit down, so it's been brought down to the Ward down to the line. Kate Robinson, number 1 for Western Australia against the great experience of Tanya Hollow. Over on the offside, the little flicky goes. Wheels around, looks over right-hand shoulder, looking for the number 1 now. She gets a bit of pace on, goes the inside under the neck, which she did before. And that's a goal number 2 to Western Australia. He likes to put the pedal down as she's working around that top of the D and then sucks it on the inside and under the number 3's neck and through for a goal. 10 goals to 4. Early part of the third chukker here. The 2008 Nationals here in Western Australia at Brigadoon. Umpire Ray Cook on the scoreboard side. Ball goes high out the back. Round they go. Tanya Hollow goes out again. Again, it falls short of a racket. Nicely scraped up. Fell the side of the left-hander in Deb Davidge. Deb Davidge has got it now in the nice big stout horse. She works her way up looking for Lyric Anderson, the number 1. Calls across to the stick side for the pass. Can't get it away early, but she peels around. Now they got a bit of a break on. Over to the left they go, but not a good pass. Falls short, but she does pick it up on the stick side near the top of the D. Looked to the left and it went to the right and no goal. Hooked in the racket. Well, it hooked in the racket. She had a beautiful move there. She like dummy to the left, went to the right, opened the goal face up, but the racket just hooked slightly. So it's going to be Rachel Martin, the number 3, to bring it out. What are they going to do? She says no, pass, a beautiful pass across to Tina Grimm, the number 2. That's what we like to see, is the number 2's getting a lot of ball as well. Now the pace is on. Number 3, Tanya Hollow, front of Kate Robbo, back line, all clear. That's goal number 3 to Western Australia. Well, they've turned the tables. There were 3-2 in New South Wales and finished this chukker, and currently there's 3-1 in favour of Western Australia. So Western Australia just starting to find their feet at the moment, and New South Wales has great experience through the middle of the pack, through Deb Davidge. Couldn't get the ball across into the area clean enough for their number 1 in Lyric Anderson. It goes out, knocked out the back again. She picks it up. This time the ball sits up nicely for Lyric Anderson's way out in front of the number 3. You have to peel off. The pass goes over. It's interfered with by the 3, but into the 1's racket. She checks up, has a look, leans up, and it's a goal. Well, they're trying to conserve their horsepower. So she just lined it up. Eyeballed the top of the goal post and put it over. And that's chukker, ladies and gentlemen. Well, what a good chukker that was. It worked out 3-2, and it was 3-2 in favour of New South Wales when they first came out. So running fairly even at the moment. 11-5 in favour of Western Australia.
Umpire Mark Maloney calls the players into line. The start of the 4th chukker. There it is, ball thrown in over the back into the racket there of the number 3 for the New South Wales side in Ben Mainring. Ben Mainring now peels off the pack, heads down towards the 30-yard line. There's the pass into his number 1. Copped a bit of wood there from Wayne Woods. Worked his way out of trouble now. He's going to work that 30-yard area. This is the number 1 there in Ben Johnson for the New South Wales side, and drops it through for the first goal on the board. And the first goal, in fact, for this section in the game. Ben Johnson there gets the first goal of very early stages of the 4th chukker. 11-6 in favour of Western Australia. Ball back in the centre, far side of the ground. Umpire Ray Cook throws the ball over the back. The first to turn and get there's a number 3 for the West Australian side. Overrides the ball, leaves it to his number 2 though in Justy Flay. No mistake with his pickup. He peels off the pack, heads down towards that 30-yard line on the eastern end. Passes the ball over the top, right into the racket there of the number 1 and Adrian Tiver. Spins the little pony around, works his way around the back of the opposing number 3 there in Ben Mainring. It's a one-on-one situation, Ben Mainring versus Adrian Tiver. Both players working very well. Working around that 30-yard area. Adrian Tiver with the ball. Played a lot of number 1 here over the years. Works around now. Still not happy with the setup. Does a little 360. Looks a bit better approach this time and drops it straight through there for another goal to Western Australia. So early stages of the 4th chukker, 12 goals to 6 in favour of WA. Players line up back in the centre over in this here under the PA side of the stand of the ground. Umpire there in Mark Maloney calls the players in line, goes there into the racket of the number 3 for the New South Wales side in Ben Mainring. Ben Mainring at the wall now works his way out of trouble. The first one to come up to him, Justy Flay, the number 2 for Western Australia. He peels off that player, past the number 1 in Adrian Tiver, works up towards the 30-yard line, looking for the pass across to his number 1. Not happy with the setup. Has another attempt this time. What's he going to do with it? No. Indicates, signals him back the other way, and there's the pass into the racket there of the number 1 now, and Ben Johnson for New South Wales versus Wayne Woods for Western Australia. And he has a dummy run. Wasn't quite happy with the setup. Still not happy. Wayne Woods working very hard. Puts it through there for another goal to New South Wales. Just waiting now. 12 goals to 7 the score. Favour of Western Australia. New South Wales in this section, will they be just content, I think, just to be holding the West Australian side after the blowout of the first chucker. Here it is now. The ball comes to ground now in front of the number 2 for the New South Wales side in Patrick French. Patrick French now throws the ball out in front of his number 1 in Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson with about a 20-metre gap on the break. Takes the bounce over the line, takes the trap and puts it through for another goal to New South Wales. Andrew, just what we would expect of the New South Wales side. They've come back pretty strong, haven't they, in this early stage of this chucker?
Yeah, exactly. There's a pattern starting to emerge here again.
Ball back in the centre now. Umpire Mark Maloney. Players line up. Waiting for the number 2s to settle. Looks better this time. Still not a bit edgy, these boys at the front. Umpire Mark Maloney just moves the players back. Looks better. There it is, thrown over the back. Who's the first to get there? The number 2 in Justy Flay for the West Australian side. He peels off the pack now. Oh, one pony there just nearly came down. Got out of trouble though. Justy Flay back here at the centre of the ground with the ball. Ben Mainring, the number 1. Ben Johnson, sorry, the number 1 for the New South Wales side. Just working him up towards the other end of the ground. Now Justy turns the pony around. He's going to take a little break there. Work along that far side of that. Lobs the ball over the top there to his number 3 and Wayne Woods. No mistake made with his catch. Takes the ball down to the pass over the 30-yard line to the number 1 and Adrian Tiver. Adrian Tiver, the number 1. Ben Mainring, the number 3. Goes through for another goal to Western Australia. So it'll be 13 goals to 8 in favour of WA. (13-8), fourth chucker. Ball back in the centre over there under the VIP stand. Umpire Ray Cook calls the players into line. Doesn't look too bad. Ball thrown over the back onto the ground in favour of the New South Wales. They get the ball through the agency there of the agency of Patrick French, but I think it was over the horse. He got a bit of a tap. No, it wasn't. It was taken as a wild swing, if you like, in simple terms, for the Western Australian player. Sorry to preempt that and be wrong, but anyway, the ball now it's in the racket of Ben Johnson. Lobs it over the top, but wait on the umpire this time, but yes, the interference by the number 3 there didn't give the number 1 the first purchase of the ball after the throw. So now it's the number 1 in Ben Johnson to take a shot from straight in front of goal. Lobs one over the top, and that's another goal to New South Wales. 13 goals to 9 in favour of Western Australia. Players back in the centre. Umpire Mark Maloney calls the players into line. There it is, ball thrown in, comes out now in the favour of the number 3 for New South Wales. He couldn't quite get a handle on it though. Players are override it. Left now to the number 1 for the West Australian side, and I think I could call that one a blatant hit down. It was from the New South Wales side. That was what was indicated by the umpire, so it'll be the number 1 now for Western Australia in Adrian Tiver to take the throw from just outside the 30-yard line. Number 3 there for New South Wales in Ben Mainring to defend. Adrian Tiver now lobs a little 10-metre lob over and takes a near side pickup. Turns a little pony around now. Ben Mainring, the number 3 defending, but Adrian Tiver puts it through for another goal to Western Australia. 14 goals to 9. That's the end of the fourth chucker.
Righto, ball goes in, taken out of the centre by Debbie Davidge, the number 2, the left-hander. Looking for the number 1 now is Rachel Hogden. Rachel Hogden goes in, takes a big one, leans out and makes no mistake, and they get a quick one on the board. 14-10. Good ball out of the centre by Deb Davidge, right out, and Rachel Hogden made a beautiful lead, which resulted in a quick goal to New South Wales. They line up in front. We've got Felicity Webb going out the back this time against Tanya Hollow. They've played against each other for many, many years. They peel out together. Down they go. Offside pickup. Beautiful pickup there from Felicity Webb. First touch of the ball in this game. Sets the horse alight. Always beautifully mounted. Looking for the number 1 in Kate Robbo. Goes to the tight side. Pass is good. Look at the pace. Just didn't even stop. Didn't even pick up the rein. But no goal. Well, it must have just drifted out. Well, she had the pace on. Just wheeled around past Tanya Hollow. But again, we got the controller coming out. No goal. Tanya Hollow, the controller, throws it over on the offside, sits up beautifully, and a hit down has been indicated by the umpire and will bring it down to the line. Well, not what they want at this moment, WA. New South Wales got one on the board, and the ball's been taken down into the area, and Rachel Hogden, the number one, will take it from just outside. Umpire Mark Maloney points from the spot and says, from here, way 10. Play, he says. Goes up over the offside for the big pass for Rachel Hogden. It doesn't sit up kindly. Inside's Felicity Webb. It's spooned up forward. Where's it going to go? It's a Felicity Webb. Got eye on the ball first. Now she goes out. Played a lot of 3 and 1. Up she goes. When they go to the line, the number 2 in Deb Davidge. Deb Davidge, she takes a bit of a check up there. What's she going to do? Round she goes. Runs into the pack there. Gets out of trouble. Tina Grimman just comes in at the late moment. Take a player off. She has to throw it into the air and it's carried over. Well, the pressure's right on. Deb Davidge just hunting. And again, the number 3, Tanya Hollow, will bring it out. 1-0 in favour of New South Wales here, clawing this game back in. You can see it developing every chucker. Out it goes on the offside. Picked up nicely there, and they wheel their back. The rackets go back, but nothing happening at the moment. Again, just setting up in midfield. Had a bit of a hand can, and now the pedals put down a little bit further, looking for Rachel Hogden, the number 1, against Felicity Webb, the number 3. Round she goes to the right, up she goes. Tina Odd saw Tina Grimman out the corner of her eye. Now she sets it up down the tight corner. Into the bottom right-hand corner they go. A little turn to the right. Back there's Felicity Webb, the number 3, as they both work steady across the top of the D. Now it's Rachel Hogden faces up to the number 3 and Felicity Webb. Now again just works over the top of the D near the 30-metre line. Now just works around nice and steady. Well, facing up, has a bit of a dummy, tries to throw one behind her, which she does, and just got the number 3 looking to the left as the ball sailed over the right shoulder. And that's goal number 2 in favour of 2-0 in favour of New South Wales. A lot of pressure out there happening. We've still got plenty of chuckers to go, only in the 5th chuck at the moment. 14-11 is the score. Nice bit of a breeze blowing up here. Don't know what it's like down on the ground, but in it goes out the back. The goes to Felicity Webb, goes out. She picks it up and sits up for her. Now she's got a bit of a run, but look at they go. It's the left-hander. The pace is on. All she needs to do is get it to Chris Robbo. No, goes on the ground. It falls flat. Tanya Hollow comes in and she pick it up. She does. She does not make a mistake when that ball hits the deck. Now she looks out looking for the pass across to a number 2. In number 1 there in Rachel Hogden, but she's set up in midfield. Off she go again. The controller's got the ball, just sits it back in midfield, works her way down the side here near the commentary stand, round to the middle of the paddock. She goes past the line-up area. Now looking for Rachel Hogden, the number 1, takes a big long lead. Ball doesn't sit kindly, but it goes out to the right-hand side. Who's going to be first on it? Felicity Webb rides over. She's into the... No, she picks it up beautifully there. Wheels around, gathers up the reins there. Back there's Rachel Hogden, the number 1. Ball's been turned over in both areas quite a lot in this chucker. Now she works her way out towards the line. Has take a bit of a check up. Down, take a tight turn to the right. Now again looking over his shoulder, goes to the left, trying to get a bit of space there across to the number 2 in Tina Grimman. Tina Grimman with Deb Davidge. Oh, Tina Grimman's off. She's off. She's got the pedal right down to the middle. And she goes. The pass is good in front, and that's a 1. Well, WA slot 1 on the board. 2-1 in this chucker. 15-11 it is. Well, good pass across to Tina Grimman. Gee, she just set that little horse alight going down the field. She was off like a rocket there. And Deb Davidge's horse is no slouch, and she just couldn't get near her. Ray Cook's the umpire on the scoreboard side. Number 1 there, just getting lined up. In it goes. Oh, rackets fly. Out the back they go. On the ground, the number 3 can't pick it up. Leaves it on the ground. Oh, they all ride over it. Kate Robbo doesn't. Runs into a pack of blues. And the rackets are down, and the umpire's picked up something there. We'll wait for his call. If he's going to take it down to the WA end anyway, that's all that we need to know. He's saying a hold down there. Righto, taking it down to the line. Mark Maloney, number 1, Kate Robinson, to take the 10-metre penalty throw against the ever-experienced Tanya Hollow. Goes in on the offside. Nice little pick up right near the shoulder. Round she goes, comes in the other side, has a shot and no goal. And that was Chucker. So it was a no goal. So 2-1 and it's 15 goals to 11.
Umpire now on this near side of the ground over here in front of the commentary box. That's Mark Maloney. He's just about ready to call the players into line for the start of the sixth chucker. Players line up. Doesn't look too bad either. Ball thrown over the back. Comes to ground. The first one to get there's the number 3 for the West Australian side in Wayne Woods. Overrides the ball. It's left now to come through on the number 1 now for the New South Wales side in Ben Johnson it is. Ben Johnson now goes down towards the 30-yard line. Lobs the ball into the area. Sorry, no, Patrick French, I'm sorry. Looking at the wrong set of numbers. Patrick French, it is the number 1 there for the New South Wales side. Working around the number 3 in Wayne Woods. One-on-one situation. Patrick working around Wayne Woods. Wayne Woods is a very, very hard man to beat as the number 3. Patrick French working that area. He knows how important these goals are. Goes around the front of Wayne Woods and puts it through there for the first goal of this chucker to the New South Wales side. Takes them now to 15 goals to 12. They're within 3 goals. Ball back in the... Ball back in the centre now. It comes out now to that number 1 there in Patrick French for the New South Wales side. Once again, heads down towards the 30-yard line. Takes the bounce, takes the trap, and no mistake whatsoever. Puts another goal on the board, so they're now 15-13. Come on, Western Australia. I think they need a bit of support. Bit of support, the West Australian blokes. Are you there? What about New South Wales? Righto, ball back in the centre, thrown over the back now. The first to turn is the number 3 for the West Australian side in Wayne Woods. No mistake made with his pick-up either. Wayne Woods now the number 3 for Western Australia with the ball, just taking his time. Working down this, just working around the back of the pack. Working around now. There he is, takes a pass into the number 1, but it comes to ground. Who's the first to get there? It's the number 3 for the New South Wales side. Turns a little pony around the number 3. That's Ben Mainwaring now with the ball. Comes out to the 30-yard line. Just waiting now, looking for a pass across. What's he going to do with it? All players covered. Just working around there. Ben Mainwaring with the ball. Working that 30-yard area, looking for an opportunity to bounce it. How's it going to happen? It bounces up, comes up nicely for him too. Cops a bit of treatment from the West Australian players. And it was a, I guess a hit down, I think was probably, what was it a hit down, was it? Or cross? Whatever it was, it doesn't matter. It's a New South Wales ball. Down, I'd suggest, from just in the centre field, right by the 30-yard line. Patrick French, the number 1 for New South Wales, takes a little 10-metre lob into the area, goes for the near side pickup. It doesn't come up nicely for him. Left now to the number 3 in Wayne Woods for Western Australia to defend. Comes to the 30-yard line. He's going to take a bounce. Ball comes up nicely for him. Wayne Woods now in control. Patrick French there, trying to make him work for his supper, if you like. Now just working around, trying to lock him up. Wayne Woods there now, just trying to get a free break. Here it comes. Looks a bit better this time. Still been bottled up, works around the pack now, heads down past the centre line towards that western 30-yard end. Looking for an opportunity there to pass it into his number 1 in Adrian Tiver, but sharked out of the centre by the number 3 there in Ben Mainwaring. Takes a little lob out, turns around away from his number 1. Ben Mainwaring now in control of the game, up here in about the true centre position of the ground, heading towards that eastern 30-yard area. Works out of trouble. Just waiting now, waiting for the opportunity. There's the lob into the area. Didn't quite come up for the number 1 there in Patrick French. Left now, the first one to get there's the number 3 in Wayne Woods. Wayne Woods picks the ball up for Western Australia. Just takes a shorter grip on his rein, spins a little pony around. Looking for an opportunity there. There's the pass into Adrian Tiver's racket. Adrian Tiver, now the number 1 for Western Australia. Got control of the ball. He's just going to take his time. He knows how important this goal is for WA. Just working around now. Not asking too much of his horse at this stage. Working around now, going down towards that 30-yard line. The number 2 there for the Cole Parkinson for New South Wales. Puts a bit of pressure on him. He takes the bounce, takes the trap, works up towards the goal, and what he's going to do, he drops another one through for Western Australia. 16-13, back to 3 goals in favour of the home side. 16 goals to 13. In favour of Western Australia. Ball back in the centre, far side of the ground. Umpire Ray Cook calls the players into line. Line-up doesn't look too bad. Number 2's to settle a bit. Ball thrown over the back. Who's the first to turn and get there? Wayne Woods. Can he get a handle on it? No, he can't. The number 2 for Western Australia, Darren Martin. He picks it up with a lovely near side shot. Darren Martin now the number 2 for Western Australia. Just working around, trying to get away from the opposing number 2. Wayne Woods comes in to lend a hand. Who's there waiting for him is the number 1 for New South Wales and Patrick French. Patrick French now, the grey pony just gets an advantage. Oh, beautiful take there by Adrian Tipper, the number 1 for Western Australia, and drops it through for another goal. So it's back to 4 goals in favour of the Western Australian side. 17 goals to 13. in favour of Western Australia. Players line up here just right under the PA system. Umpire Mark Maloney calls the players into line. He wants a good line-up. There it is, thrown now into the racket, straight into the racket there, the number 1 for the New South Wales side in Patrick French. Patrick French now goes down past a bit of heavy traffic, works down towards that 30-yard line. Who's waiting there but his opposing number 3, gets around that player and drops it through for another goal to New South Wales. 17-14, back to a 3-goal ball game in favour of Western Australia. That's Chucker, thank you. That's Chucker. So at the end of the 6th Chucker, we've got a 17-14 ball game in favour of Western Australia.
Righto, ready to line up. Rachel Hogden gone into 2 and out the back. Where's the ball gone on? Tanya Hollow. Tanya Hollow goes down. Can't pick it up. Leaves it on the ground. Leaves it for the number 1 in Rachel Martin. She's gone to it under a power of attack there from the double blues. Off she goes. Works her way around. Rachel Martin goes into the tight corner. Hard ridden there. Bat on the line there. The number 1 by Tanya Hollow. Done beautifully. Steps in there right on the inside. Wheels around. Has a look at the goals and all clear. Well, that's the start they wanted. Rachel Martin, she plays a lot of 1. We all know that. They put her out the back and did a great job as a 3. Now they're slotted her up front. With Katie Robinson coming off onto the bench, who's done a fantastic job for the rest of the game. This is the one that counts. This could be the stamp of authority on the game. Out they go on the offside. Oh, beautiful pick up right under the horse's neck in front of its feet by the controller, and that's Tanya Hollow. Looking for the number 1 as she goes across to the line. And that's Lyric Anderson. The partnership's been pretty good as she takes a little turn back. There's Felicity Webb, gone into the 3 for the 2nd Chucker and doing a great job there as well, and has a little shot out the side. And a lot of goals have been gone over to that side and shot out that side door. So that's the equaliser for New South Wales. Still goes back to the 3-goal difference, 18 goals to 15 on the Griffin Energy field here. Umpire Mark Maloney calls them in. Rackets up, high out the back they go. It's Felicity Webb goes down and goes off the racket. Who's going to got it? Oh, they all ride over the top. It ball goes forward. Who's got it? Number 3, Felicity Webb. All she needs to do is get it into the racket of number 1 in Hayley Martin. She works around the pack there. Rachel Hogden goes in for a bit of a tap, but can't. No, it wasn't. It was Lyric Anderson. Goes in high, taken nicely by Rachel Martin, the number 1. Sets off as Tanya Hollow, the number 3 for New South Wales. Works on across the top of the D, the little right, and goes to the left, faces up to the number 3, tries to run around, has looked like a little shot out the side, but makes a second decision and says, no, I'll just wait a little longer because every one of these is going to count. Rachel Martin against Tanya Hollow. A lot of youth, a lot of experience out here from both of them. Round they go, just sets it up there, has a little flick, it has a shot. Umpire leans a little to the right, but it's all clear. 2 goals to 1 in favour of Western Australia in this Chucker. Goes to 19-15. It goes back out to 4 in this 7th Chucker for the ladies. The last time you'll see them set foot on the paddock. Ray Cook, the umpire. Ball goes in, centre pack on the ground. Can't see who's got it. Rolls over to the side. Will the line get there first? Who's got it? All I can see is a blue shirt come up with it, and a bit of timber laid on. That's Lyric Anderson, the number 1. She weaves in through the pack there, gets good assistance by Rachel Hogden, the number 2. Goes to the line, gets a good bounce. It's a high one. Well, it goes out, does it? Is it going to sit up for her this time? She's back on it first this time. Wheels around to the right and opens the goal face up, and that's 2 goals apiece. running goal for goal at the moment in this 7th chukker for the ladies sections are out here. Well, it's 3-goal break again. This is goal for goal. It's going to come right down. It's going to be a nail biter on the final 8th chukker. The death knock chukker it will be. In they do line up. Mark Maloney, the umpire. Ball goes in. Where's the guy in centre field? Rachel Hogden. Rachel Hogden, the number 2. She's got the ball in the racket. Up they go. They're going to sheepdog on one side to the other. Tina Grimman goes left, then goes right. Nicely worked up there by Tanya Hollow. Puts the player on. Up she goes. Under a lot of pressure. She's under it. What's she going to do? She's looking for the pass out. Doesn't get it. Up goes the number 1 into Hayley Martin. Hayley Martin puts the timber on. Taken out of the racket. Goes on the ground. Where's it gone? The umpire. No, it's not. It's right near the line. I don't know where it is, whether it's centre field or in the area. Where it is, I don't know who's got it. It's Rachel. No, it's not. It's Lyric Anderson. Must have been inside the line. Lyric Anderson comes up with the ball. They'll get one close here. It sucks to the right. Oh, beautifully read there by Felicity Webb. Gow again, try to take her over to the side. She just wheels to the right. Slight angle. All clear. 3-2. They get one closer. It goes back to a 2-goal difference. Well, the pressure out here is intense. 8 hard slugging chuckers of Polocrosse out here. You're seeing the best of the best. Line up here at the 2008 Australian Championships. In it goes. Our centre pack in between the 1s and the 2s. Who comes on with it? That's number 2's got it. And that's Rachel Hogden. Rachel Hogden under the pressure there. Controls the ball beautifully. Fidfield. Lyric Anderson calls for a high one. It goes over a bit too long to the right-hand side. Down they go to the bottom corner there. Who goes down? Felicity Webb's got it in the tight bottom corner. Round she goes close to the back line. Now she work away trying to get out of the area. There are only 2 goals the difference. Western Australia in front at this current stage of the 7th chukker. And look at the number 1 in Lyric Anderson. They're just going to try and get out of there, trying to get around the front of that number 3 horse. Now there's a lot of jockeying in midfield. 2's up against the number 3 in Tanya Hollow. She peels off to pick up her player back. Is Rachel Hogden against Tina Grimman. Is it going to sit up? It does. It sets up Felicity Webb. She shortens up, looks over the shoulder. Round she goes in midfield. She's got 2 double blues back with her. Calling Tina Grimman. Goes in through the pack this time. Tries to look around for the number 1 in Hayley Martin. Hayley Martin throws it over. Oh, what a pass! It was over, it was high, it just about would have given you a crook in the neck, and she's got the ball in the racket. Back there's Tanya Hollow. Well, what can they do? Can she slot it through? And they're just carefully working around, off they go. It's the number 1 for Western Australia's Hayley Martin against the ever-experienced controller of the number 3 in Tanya Hollow. Round she goes. They're 2 goals. Oh, chucker! Oh, well, it's so close. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. This is what we like to see. 2 goals of difference going into the 8th chukker. And what a pass it was into the area. But unfortunately, the WA number 1 couldn't get the ball away in time. And we come down to the last chukker of this mixed final. And boy, what a nail biter it's going to be.
Players line up now. Umpire Mark Maloney tells them not to come past that tee. There it is now. Ball thrown in, goes over the back. Who's the first to turn and get there? It's the number 2 for the New South Wales side in Patrick French. Patrick French now with the ball, heads down towards the... And there's been a whistle go. Whistle's gone. So it'll be New South Wales to take the free throw. Centre field just inside the 30-yard line. Lobs a little ball over the top. Who's the first to turn? Goes for it. It's the number 1 there for New South Wales in Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson now with the ball. Goes in towards the goal. Cut off by the first time by Wayne Woods, but he gets it on the second occasion. So that's the first score on the board. So but we've now got 19-18. Is that correct, Andrew? 19 goals to 18 in this very early stages, last chukker. Ball back in the centre, far side of the ground. Umpire Ray Cook calls the players into line. Over there under the VIP stand. Thrown in now, comes to ground. The first to turn and get there's the number 3 for the West Australian side in Wayne Woods. Wayne Woods now with the ball. He's going to control the game. He put past it straight over there to his number 1 and Adrian Tiver. Adrian Tiver now riding that pony Houdini. Working around the centre of the ground. Goes down now towards the 30-yard line. Under a bit of treatment there from the opposing number 3 and Cole Parkinson. Adrian Tiver the 1, Cole Parkinson the 3. They work that 30-yard area. Just working around now. Adrian Tiver Very, very settled player, and he just goes in and puts it through for a goal there, which takes it through to 20 goals to 18, back to a 2-goal advantage to Western Australia. Chucker 8, last chucker of the game, unless it's a draw. Ball back in the centre over here with umpire Mark Maloney. Ball thrown in now, comes to ground. Who can get to it? There's the number one there for the New South Wales side in Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson now heads out the front of the pack, takes a bounce over the 30-yard line, takes a trap, and he drops it through for another goal to New South Wales. Back to 1 goal, 20 goals to 19 in favour of Western Australia. I think Western Australia have led every part of this game, and, you know, it would be not an injustice, but it would certainly be devastating for them if they were to lose it in the last chucker. It hasn't happened yet, and it probably won't. Ball back in the centre, far side of the ground. Umpire Ray Cook calls the players into line. Looks a bit better this time, thrown in over the back. Who's the first to get there? It's a Western Australia player there in the number 2 in Darren Martin. Darren Martin, the number 2 for Western Australia, passes it over to his number 1 in Adrian Tiver. Adrian Tiver now with the ball, working around the centre of the ground. The opposing number 1 in Ben Johnson tries to get a swat at him, but he couldn't quite make it happen. It's Adrian Tiver now with the ball. What's it? Adrian Tiver now working around. I tell you, horses are getting tired, players are getting tired. Wayne Woods comes in to lend a hand. Adrian Tiver gets out of trouble this time. The number 1 there, and Ben Johnson comes in to take a little snap at him. Couldn't do a lot. These horses are getting very tired now. Last chucker it is. Takes the bounce. Comes up nicely for him too. Adrian Tiver now, the number 1 for Western Australia. Had to bounce out. Lost the ball. Did he know? No. What's happened? Did I hear a whistle or didn't I? Just waiting here. The umpires now just having a bit of a conference. So
while there is a break, can we have a buffer zone around the ambulance, please? Can people that are near the ambulance please move away? Also, the raffle tickets for the stock horse has now sold out completely. So, thanks, Ross.
Thanks, Joe. Great news about all the raffle tickets gone, and what a lovely horse he is too. There it is now, the number 1 for New South Wales to take the throw into the area. Comes to ground. The first to get there is the number 3 for the West Australian side in Wayne Woods. Wayne Woods, the number 3 now, with the ball up in that 30-yard area. What are they going to do? Are they going to let him out, give him a free run to come out, or are they going to work him like a sheepdog? They decided to take the latter option. They're going to work him and make him pay for it. Wayne Woods now, the number 3 for Western Australia. He can read the scoreboard too. He's waiting for a pass. Just working around. He made a side just to work up his time. He's going to work around now. The number 1 there for the New South Wales side in Ben Johnson. The number 3 in Wayne Wood for Western Australia. They work around. There's a little pass over there to the number 1 in Adrian Tiver. Adrian Tiver now with the ball. He works around a heap of ground now, and Wayne Woods is straight away taken on the opposing number 3 over on this side in Cole Parkinson. Adrian Tiver now still working. Oh, there was a bit of a... We'll just wait on the umpire. I think I know what it was, but we'll wait on the umpire. Yes, it was a hit down there called by umpire Ray Cook. And so it'll be the number 1 for Western Australia to take a free throw centre field here right on the 30-yard line. There it is, a little lob goes out in front of him. The number 1 for Western Australia in Adrian Tiver. The number 3 for the New South Wales there in Cole Parkinson. They work that 30-yard area. Adrian Tiver now trying to get around the front. Can't quite get it at advantage. Oh, cops a bit of timber there from Cole Parkinson. And free goal, is it? Is that a free goal? Free goal? Yes, a free goal to Western Australia. So they're back. It's back to a 2-goal ball game. $21 goals to 19 in favour of Western Australia. It's back to a 2-goal break over New South Wales. There it is now, thrown over the back into the racket of the number 2 there for the New South Wales side. We missed that one anyway, but it's now picked up by the number 1 for Western Australia and Adrian Tiver. Adrian Tiver now got the ball centre field. What's he going to do with it? He's going to pass it over. He's going to try and take it himself. He's going to try and take it himself. It all drops the ball. Players are very, very tired at this stage, and it was a hit down, so it'll be another free throw to the Western Australian side. They're just running out time. There's a 2-goal advantage to Western Australia. The final siren can't come quick enough. Adrian Tiver, it is the number one for Western Australia. Lobs a little ball out in front of him, comes up nicely too. He's got control. Adrian Tiver, the number one for Western Australia. The number three, there it is, and Chucker, thank you. Chucker, into the game, and there it is. So we'll wait on the umpire. Was the goal good? No goal, no goal. So the score remains at 21 goals to 19 in favour of Western Australia. A big round of applause for both sides. What a tremendous effort. 8 goals of really hard slogging Polocrosse. A 2-goal advantage. New South Wales just had one chucker where they went down 6-0, and then it was catch up all the time. But what a tremendous effort for the New South Wales side. They never gave in a bit. Western Australia, well, you know, say no more. They've got the cup, and they're pretty happy chappies. There's some girls coming down here now. And, you know, look at this. It's a sign of excitement. Home turf. Everybody's pretty happy. Woods, you'd pick those 4 girls up all together. He's that strong. But, no, a great effort. As I said, not to take nothing away from New South Wales. They must be congratulated on a tremendous effort too. 2 goals over 8 chuckers is absolutely nothing. It's 2 strokes of luck. That's what it is. And in these tight games, that's what it comes down to. Real signs of joy there. Here's the boys from yesterday. They were winners yesterday. They'll come out now to congratulate their Western Australian teammates. Well, that's the finish of that mixed game. Win to Western Australia. That's about all I can say, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll have a bit of a break, and the commentators will be back then for the next game between New South Wales and Western Australia for the Open Women competition. Thank you.
Now we've just seen the senior mixed competition for the national championships, and we've just seen a wonderful game between Western Australia and New South Wales. Western Australia fortunately ran out winners 22-19. Our prizes have been sponsored by Devereux Polar Ponies and Griffin Energy, and I'd like the runners-up New South Wales to come forward.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'll just introduce this great team. Lyric Anderson, Rachel Hogden, Debbie Davidge, Ben Johnston, Pat French, Ben Manwaring, Colin Parkinson, and our fantastic manager Susie Rose, and our coach Robert George. That's the New South Wales mixed team. And I'd just like to say thanks very much to the Great Perth Club and Western Australian Association, all the sponsors that are here, particularly the teams that we played this week. Thanks to Queensland, who beat us yesterday, Victoria earlier in the week, and congratulations to a great Western Australian team who managed to get over the top of us today. So thanks very much.
Thanks, Tanya. Now I'll get Andrew Rose to present the Williams Cup. No, we'll give him the cup first. Andrew, and you'd like to just say something about the Williams family?
Just on behalf of the Williams family back home, very privileged to be able to hand this trophy out today on their behalf. Yeah, it just goes back to a bit of history to one of the daughters that played and ended up hurt herself and tragically passed away. So this is a legacy of the Williams Cup, and congratulations to Western Australia.
Right, girls. Get you a prize.
Sorry. Forward, backwards.
Oh, there was Tanya Holler. Who was the second one? Call their names.
Oh, Lyric Anderson, Rachel Hogden, Debbie Davidge, Ben Johnson, Pat French. Oh, I'm a bit early. Ben Manwaring, Colin Parkinson, the manager Susie Rose, myself, Robert George, as a coach. Thank you.
Yeah, well done, New South Wales. Righto, now I'd like to call up the winning Western Australian team. Oh, it looks like they're ready.
Thank you, Sandy.
just like to introduce my team. Tina Grimman, Felicity Webb, Katie Robbo, Rachel Martin, Darren Martin, Justy Flay, Wayne Woods, Coach Dan Pillane, Manager Craig Bassett, and our umpire Steve Maguire. First of all, I'd just like to thank New South Wales for a fantastic game. You are a very, very good unit, and you're very hard to beat. Thank you very much. Good game. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Jerramungup Stud, Bennett's Elite, R.M. Williams, McDonald's Wholesalers, and also I'd like to thank a very special thanks to Jason Stowe and Dean Levitt for lending some horses when we had some horse problems. Dean Ryan. I'd like to thanks to Perth Polocrosse Club, fantastic event. Pat yourselves on the back, it's been awesome. The PAWA, thank you very much, and also Griffin Energy for the fantastic sponsorship. Thank you very much, you guys. Also, I'd like to make a very special thanks to our coach, Dan Pillane. He put heart and soul into it. Thank you very much. Our manager, Craig Bassett. Excellent job. Thank you, mate. And our umpire, Steve Maguire. Thank you.
Yeah, you're going to get the Williams Cup. Right, our team, we've all got individual trophies now. Well done, Adrian. Tina, great. Flea, terrific. Absolutely terrific. Yeah, and I've already said hello to you. It was terrific. Where's the, oh, Woody, well done. Where's the collie wobble?
To introduce the special guest, local Member of Parliament for the seat of Swan Hills and Member of the Legislative Assembly, Frank Albin. Councillor Charlie Gregorini, Order of Australia, JP, Mayor of the City of Swan. Polocrosse Association of Australia President, Peter Crawford. Polocrosse Association of Western Australia President, Sandy McTaggart, JP. Polocrosse Association Board Members, State Presidents, distinguished guests, sponsors, represented by our major sponsor here today in Trish Hall from the Griffin Energy Group, players, ladies and gentlemen. Just a few words to say what a wonderful occasion it is, what a wonderful sight it is, and I welcome everybody here, and I now call on Mr. Peter Crawford, the President of the Polocrosse Association of Australia, to say a few words. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Ross. Mr. Frank Albin, local member for the seat of Swan Hills and the member of the Legislative Assembly, Councillor Charlie Gregorini, the Mayor of this Shire, Mr. Graham Lane, President of the Perth Polocrosse Club, Mr. Sandy McTaggart, who is the President of the Western Australian Polocrosse, my fellow board members of the PAA, state presidents, distinguished guests, sponsors, players, ladies and gentlemen. Well, what a wonderful event this is proving to be. The venue here is just absolutely superb, and an enormous amount of work and money and time and effort has gone into this venue to bring it up to this incredibly high standard. I thank the Perth Club and the West Australians for all they have done to make our stay here so successful and so enjoyable. So I wish you competitors a really hard, safe time here when you're playing, because it's a huge distance you've come, and we're very appreciative of that. And I just look forward to seeing more of the wonderful action that we've had. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Crawford. Our next speaker, I'd like to call on Sandy McTaggart, Mr. Sandy McTaggart, JP, the President of the Polocrosse Association of Western Australia, to come forward and say a few words from a state perspective.
Thanks, Ross. I'd just like to recognise Peter Crawford, Mayor Charlie Gregorini, Frank Albin, and particularly I'd like to recognise the volunteers that have made this organisation go. It's been my privilege and pleasure this year to be President of this Polocrosse Association of WA, but I am only first amongst equals. We're all contributed. It's been a whole state effort. The preparation has taken 3 years for this, and the execution has been done by Graham Lane, Joe Langford, Mary Day and Phil Day particularly. And the efforts that they have made are evident before you today in the way that it's been prepared and the way it's run. We also have some wonderful sponsors, and in particular our major sponsor, Griffin Energy and Devereux Polo Ponies. Not only have they reached into their wallets, they've put their shoulders to the wheel, which is a thing for a sponsor to do. I'm very, very proud of them. The events have been hassle-free, and I expect it to continue. And I thank you all for your cooperation, the terrific polocrosse and the great spectacle. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sandy. Our next guest, I would like to call on the Mayor of the City of Swan, Councillor Charlie Gregorini, to come forward and say a few words. Thank you, Charlie.
Okay. President of the Polocrosse Association of Australia, Peter Crawford, West Australian President Sandy McTaggart, my fellow councillor Frank Albin, and also the member for Swan Hills, special guests, competitors, and everyone who's been involved here today. It's indeed a great pleasure on behalf of the city to welcome you all here to the Brigadoon Polocrosse Championships for 2008. The State Equestrian Centre is something that I'm very proud of, and the land that you are on here today is the property of the City of Swan, so it's indeed our great pleasure to welcome you all here. I'm told that there's some 700 competitors from the eastern states, and also their crew and all the people that are here, and some 200 people from Western Australia. This is a wonderful event, and I have to take my hat off and congratulate everyone who has been involved in setting this up. And I hope that you really enjoy yourselves while you're here, and your families. And to all those competitors, all the best for these last 2 days of this competition. So on behalf of the city, can I wish you all well and hope that you have a wonderful stay at this centre.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's just been a bit of a unfortunate thing happened, nothing serious, but a timing factor. So I would like to once again call on Councillor Gregorini, the Mayor of the City of Swan, to come forward and officially open the Polocrosse Championships here for 2008.
I think this duty was supposed to have been that of fellow councillor, but it is indeed my great pleasure on his behalf and on the city's behalf to declare the 2008 Polocrosse Championships officially opened.
Thank you once again, Councillor Gregorini. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call on Noni Trainer to come down, and she will, when she arrives down here, she will sing the national anthem. What a wonderful sight. We have the flag bearer, and we have the young lady with the great voice who's going to sing the national anthem for us, followed by 2 mounted police, beautifully prepared horses.
Australians, oh let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea, our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strengths, and let us sing, advance Australia fair. Beneath our radiant Southern Cross, we'll toil with hearts and hands to make this Commonwealth of ours renowned of all the lands. For those who've come across the seas, with boundless plains to share, with courage let us all combine to advance Australia fair. In joyful strengths, and let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Ladies and gentlemen, that completes the official opening. What a wonderful spectacle it's been. And now I would ask Victoria to come around past the dais and lead the teams off. So if Victoria could just come around the front of all the horses and lead off around the dais. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. It's a magnificent sight. Thank you very much. That's the end of the official opening, and what a wonderful sight it's been. All the best for the remainder of the carnival.